Greetings once again, fellow girls, guys, and gamers. This is Small Archangel. Welcome to another episode of 7 Days to Die, Alpha 16 Experimental. And the game's not quite sure if I'm using a mouse or a keyboard, and this is because I'm still using a little bit of both, because I do find it quite difficult to sort of just use the controller all the time. I'm not sure if it's because I'm getting confused or if it's because I don't know, it's a little bit counterintuitive and it's a little bit buggy at times as well. So sometimes I just say what the heck and start using, you know, just the mouse and keyboard, because I know where I'm at with that. There's also a few other things, in-game that have changed. Well, there's a heck of a lot that's changed, let's face it. A lot of which I mentioned in the last episode, or one before that, the first episode of the series. Yeah, there's a few other things that I found since, which might be worth mentioning, like this whole issue with wood. Basically, it's now going to be a good idea for us, I think, to not build in wood anymore. It's still a good idea, I think, to carry wood frames around with us, because they have a lot of uses, don't they? For getting ourselves into places and out of difficulty as well. But even so, I mean, I think your weapon skill and in part the quality of the axe you have, or rather your construction tool skill then, and the quality of the axe that you're wielding has a determining effect on how much wood we actually manage to harvest. So if I had better skill and better axe here, I'd be getting more wood out of this lot. No, we're cool. Okay. So ultimately we will be harvesting more resources that way, and I think the same goes for pickaxes and ores and stone and all the rest of it. So to begin with, everything is going to feel really quite expensive to construct. That said, we're probably going to be better off constructing out of this stuff here: flagstone, cobblestone, and so that is what we're going to do. We're gonna focus mostly on that. We still need wood, but we're going to use the wood principally for crafting things like axes. There we go. Yes, we need to make one of these. There we go, because our axe is breaking again. And for making things like tools, you know, primitive tools, our arrows, all that kind of stuff. Let's just scrap that, because it's just about done, isn't it? And then get that in our hotbar there, and of course our bow as well. We're going to need wood for all of those things to begin with. Then other things that are notable, which I didn't necessarily notice first off, and I haven't necessarily read in the release notes either, because I say the release notes are enormous. We'll just take a couple of trees for good measure here. The zombies do not have a memory anymore. That's no. Be more accurate to say that they don't have a memory that lasts for a determined period of time. That is to say, you used to be able to choose whether they remembered your whereabouts or your presence at all for sort of 30 seconds upwards. Now that's no longer a thing. Whether that means that they just remember we're there full stop forever and ever and ever, amen, I don't know. It kind of seems that way to me so far, because I mean, I've got this game and then I've started my own game, and I've got a creative place for testing stuff out as well. And what I found so far is that it seems that zombies, if you pass them but you don't kill them, it seems to me that, let's plant that a little bit further away from base actually, it seems to me that zombies, yeah, they sort of, yeah, I keep doing that. Place the thing, please. There we go. They sort of follow you for ever and ever and a day. So you sort of get to your destination, and then eventually a bunch of Zeds that have been following you since they encountered you in the first instance shamble into view, which is not too welcome when it happens to be sort of quite late when you get to wherever you're going, and they're suddenly braying on your door. So whether that's working as intended or not, I'm not entirely sure. There we go. How are we doing with that? 128. Yeah, I think the overall drop has gone down, because that is kind of gated behind something now as well, gated behind skills and what have you. So that's part of the skill changes that were mentioned. There we go. Construction skill is going up. So using my axe will make my construction skill go up. Ta-da! And make me level. And it will make us ultimately better at harvesting resources too. What's not to like? I am still sticking with the controller stubbornly at the moment because, yeah, I know that this will be better for me if I can just get used to it. So we're going to give it a go. We're going to give it a fair trial. Okay, need to plant that tree again. Oh, that is not what I meant. That is what I meant. And I keep turning stuff around. There we go. Because unfortunately, I find that the trigger buttons are the opposite, kind of the opposite way around to the mouse buttons. And so I end up destroying stuff when I actually mean to place it and vice versa. Right, we'll have one more of them trees, I think. And these bushes here, these dead bushes, actually seem to have a pretty good rate of return per sort of per axe hits as well. You can destroy one even with one hit of a cruddy level 25 axe. At least you can on the settings, durability settings that I've got it at, which is 50% at this point. Yeah. So there we go. Okay, we'll just plant a few more of these. And then I want to go, yeah, I will get the hang of this, I swear. Then I want to go and check out this city that we're nearby as well. Another change, I'll keep remembering changes as we go, but another change I can remember just off the bat is that we have now got... the recipe for splints has now changed, which means that we need duct tape to make a splint with, because I don't know, apparently it was thought that splints were too easy to make with cloth and with sticks or with wood, which I don't know if that's true. Frankly, my personal feeling is that it's still too darned easy to break your leg in this game, and therefore making splints easily is probably a good thing. That said, how easy is it going to be to find duct tape or make the stuff? We know to make it we kind of need a beaker, so we need, you know, sort of not necessarily a chemical bench. I think maybe possibly we can make glue in a campfire. I'm not absolutely certain, but it may be that... There we go. We need a new one of those again. There we go. We'll just keep... In fact, let's just make two. There we go. And then let's get rid of this one. Scrap it. There we go. And of course, every single one of these is level 25. So we don't actually get any better at making them until we put points into that. Now, we're relatively safe where we are at the moment. So let's... That's not what I meant. Skills. She says, hoping that that's true. Okay, toolsmithing. We want to put... Oh, yes, we do. Hopefully that means... And we're too hot. Nothing I can do about that right now, dear. Hopefully that means that we're going to be able to... yeah, we're going to be better at making tools next time around. And so the next axe we make should be better than these cruddy level 25 ones that, you know, get sort of... wiped out really quite quickly. Those azalea bushes are good for a little bit of wood as well. Again, only a little bit. And yeah, I'm not sure if the cost of wooden items and upgrades has gone up, but it certainly feels like it has. But that could happen just through the amount of the harvest reward going down. And we don't get a sort of a bonus for destroying a block anymore either. So that's kind of... that's gone too, so whatever you might possibly think about that. Okay, so I have not got a firm plan today. All we've got the end of a town here, and I am burning to see more of it. Now, this is experimental, so we are not going to get too hung up on the future of this game, because as we all know, it ain't got much of one. That is to say, what I mean to say is the future of this particular save that I'm working on right now hasn't got that much of a future, because sooner or later, Alpha 16 will be released in full, and at that point, we will be starting again. Yes, because there'll be quite a lot of hot fixes and things in the meantime. Any bugs we encounter are being reported to the fun pimps. And we're starving to death. There we go. Of course we are. Yep, that's the right one. Still not quite sure which trigger does what at the moment. So what I want to do really is just a bit of exploration here. How are we for that? Yeah, we're only 45% of... Okay, let's arm ourselves with a bow. And yes, I want to do a bit of exploration. We're not going to worry about base building, though, of course, I am thinking about that for when we get our teeth into Alpha 16, sort of full alpha release. Do I have any yucca on me? No, but if we want to get our construction skill up, grabbing a few cacti can only be a good thing. Plus, these little ankle biting cacti can just get out of my face because I'm sick of stabbing myself on them. Nada. And any rubbish piles we can go through in hopes of finding duct tape. I'm hoping I won't break my leg, but as I say, it's very, very easy to do that. Okay, so, oh, vulture. Yeah, vultures definitely follow you to the end of the map. The flaming things. So I want to see, now look at this city, look at this POI. I say city, I don't honestly know whether it's a city or a town. Ooh, coal. We want coal. I have looked into the destroyed forge, and apparently it's the same. There are some that are destroyed, there are some that are still fully working and functioning. There is no option, I don't think, to repair the ones that are destroyed. We basically just have to, you know, you could destroy them completely and gain resources from them, but there's probably not ever so much point in doing that. But if we find one that's not destroyed, then we're going to be able to make use of it, just like we could in Alpha 15. Alright, so to that end, I'm going to gather some coal, because it's useful stuff. And at the moment, I mean, I was using wood mostly. Oh, here's company. I was using wood mostly to fuel my fires and my cooking and what have you, but that ain't gonna happen now, folks, because it's just too expensive now. And you're gonna stay down, pal, even though I can't hit your face. He's got nothing. Okay, is there anybody else before I do anything else? I'm still getting the hang of this whole controller thing. I'm finding it a little bit twitchy, but then I've tried with the mouse, and the mouse control seems to have changed ever so slightly as well now. Some of the control interfaces have been altered, so in some ways this is perhaps the best time there's going to be to change onto controller. So there we go. If you're going to make a change, make a big one. You may as well. Oh, now is that a corn plant? We'll have some of that. We will definitely have some of that. Plains are one of my favourite biomes. We'll pick it then. One of my favourite biomes. We'll have that. Oh, my axe is already pretty trashed. And we'll have some goldenrod too. And this way we can start a garden. So I'd like, ideally, to find a prefab somewhere that is not too much in the middle of town, that we can use as a base. I would like one that's different from the place that we've got at the moment, partly because I'm just so used to using that one because of the forge that, in point of fact, it's quite boring by now, because I kind of am in a rut and I sort of know what I'm doing with it, and in a way I'd like to do something different. I'm not sure I need that lead, really, do I? There's a passing gas over there, which is cool. So I'd like a different place if at all possible. And there are plenty of prefabs and things around. Did I just hear some sort of zombie, or did I hear a howl? I might possibly have heard a howl. Plains, of course, the other reason I like plains a lot now is the fact that there might be vultures here, but there aren't. Well, there are some wolves here, actually, aren't there? But it's a bit easier to see them coming because it's flat and there aren't a load of trees that they can hide behind. So there you go. So I'm going to grab this coal. I see there's another great big... And what's this thing with a red roof? I'm guessing that's a hotel of some sort. That is a big passing gas. And Hurry Harry's. What's Hurry Harry's? Awesome. We're going to take a quick whip around. Although I'm not sure at this point whether we should really ignore zombies. There are some bugs apparently in the system. Yep, that one's duff now. There are some bugs in the system with regard to how well detection mechanics are working at the moment. So I'm not sure whether... Let's just have tools, shall we? Well, it should be in basics, shouldn't it? No? Yes, there we go. We should be able to make one of those, and that should be actually better quality than what we have in our hand at the moment. 50. Nice. So that's doubled in quality, so that's really good. Yeah, so there's some of the horde detection stuff's not quite working, so the scent system isn't working, which from point of view of picking up pieces of meat and things is good news for us because it means that they're not going to smell us. Also, I've read that then the zombies aren't sort of hearing the player properly either, which might explain why we had that sleeper zombie that just basically stood right in front of me and didn't move, even though she was clearly not dead because she wasn't even lying down, she was asleep, she was standing up, asleep on her feet. Yeah, so there's a couple of things that aren't working quite as intended there, and who knows exactly what other things aren't working quite as intended. So that is a hotel of some sort. So I've got my eyes peeled basically for somewhere that we can call base. We haven't got ourselves too entrenched where we are because we haven't been there very long. It's like day 3. But we're also going to need to prepare for the horde, of course. Now, the breadcrumb system is not yet in place. Shut up, woman. What do you want me to do? Take off all of your clothing? Not happening, pal. That's armor as well, for what it's worth. Oh, look, there's another passing gas. That's like 2 passing gases in 2 feet of... Oh, there's a snake over there as well. I can see it. If that was in the grass, I would not be able to see it. The crawler I've called snake in the grass for quite some time, and they are indeed, but that is a literal snake, thankfully not in the grass. So in the plains and in the desert, we definitely have them to deal with. I'm not quite sure which other biomes we have those to deal with. I'm not sure what his reach is, to be honest. Okay, so rather than have him follow me to the end of the earth, he's gone nothing. Oh, wow. Look at that building with a kind of a tower on top. What is that? So there's loads of different buildings that we haven't seen before. I'm not sure exactly how zombie AI has changed. As I say, it has altered so that they seem to, they know you're coming. They sort of follow you forever. I'm not sure if they're meant to, but they do at the moment. And we will get a breadcrumb system, I think, at some point, but maybe not till Alpha 17, possibly even later than that. I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, that's pretty good. She's down. I'm not sure quite how to take that anyway, because it might not be necessary. It's obviously going to make our lives harder because the zombies are going to know exactly not only where we are right now, but where we've been as well. Almost like they're sort of following our smell. Now that great big structure there with that looks like, I don't know what this is. Where do you start, really? There's quite a lot of skyscrapers, and I really fancy being on top of one of those. That would be epic. But the horde would just come along and smash it up, so that's not great from a point of view of horde tactics. So I'm not sure entirely which way to go. Basically, experimental. It is exactly that. There's a diner over there, look. Proper American-style diner. It is exactly that. It is going to be very experimental. That is obviously the posh housing right up ahead. Oh, one of them just disappeared. I'm not quite sure why, but that's just disappeared. And it's just reappeared. There we go. And then there's water tower. Hello. Oh. What am I hearing there? That's a wolf, I think. They sound a bit like dogs, but they don't sound like the dogs in the game, so you can kind of tell them apart. But I can't see it because of the drop-off there. So I am still avoiding them a bit. Apparently they're not that difficult to kill, but I haven't really... They're very like the dogs in point of fact. They take more damage than the dogs. They take more punishment. They are the same speed as the dogs, so they have the same erratic running around in an annoying kind of way as the dogs. So they can be quite difficult to hit as well, because it's difficult to predict where they're going to be. I'm not sure about his new hair job. It's he's got bright red hair now, which doesn't suit him, quite frankly. It's just totally wrong colour for his face. But then his face is green, so, you know, nothing's going to look particularly great on him. Nothing. Okay. This, well, yes. Okay, Edgar. That half-constructed building looks tempting, but it also looks like a brilliant way to break your legs. So I'm not sure about that. If we're going to set up base, I would quite like to set up base somewhere sort of... Oh, we just leveled again. Awesome. I would like to set up somewhere where it's going to be easy for us to get out and loot around here. Joe Bros Builders. Oh, that's the building yard. Okay, what about that? Dishong Tower. Is that what it says? Dishong Tower? That doesn't make too much sense to me, but there you go. Oh, I do love the towers. I think they're brilliant, but it take me like the entire day just to get to the top of it, and I'm not sure that they've even got a top even then. Maybe you can look at this one. That is so cool. Wow. And then there's a trailer in the builder's yard as well. And a teeny bit of lag. Vic Garrison's Pawn and Loan. Okay, this is the sort of down at heel part of town. Looks like it fell down before the apocalypse even happened. Okay, let's get our sprint on and just kind of head on over here. I'm just gonna take this one out. Oh, except I'm not, because the crosshair keeps moving even when I'm not moving it. Oh, it's dark here. There we go, we got her though. Oh, she's got some food. I don't actually want your... Oh, I should have just hit left it there. I will get the hang of that. I don't actually want your rotten flesh. Okay, so I don't know what kind of thing we're... Ooh, lovely. We're likely to find in the Pawn and Loan. There's a vending machine out front, but we haven't... Oh! That is a dog or wolf of some sort. Maybe we should... Maybe this will be her completely and utterly... Oh, he didn't see me. Okay, this is a bit strong. Oh, okay, you see me now. Oh, we got him. Are you dead? I think he's dead, but honestly, he's not lootable, right? Okay. Oh, that is not what I meant. This is what I meant. Look at the fur. I can actually see some fur on the guy. And he's getting meat and hide. Nice. That looks quite cool, actually. Look at the fuzzies. He looks a little bit blurred, but that's the fur system. I'm guessing it's needed a little bit of refining. Meat, hide, and animal fat. Super. Okay, we'll get rid of the corpse as well. Hey, well, they're not too bad. And now that stealth actually works, we're pretty cool. Yes, yes, you're too warm. And the rest. Okay, what's this store over here? We should always find out what the stores are in the locality. We're not going to do too much running because I'll have an embolism. So always a cracker book. This one might even be a proper cracker book. Wow, this is like Deliverance or something around here. Look at that little white chapel. I'm not sure I would want to still... Oh, there's another wolf. I might regret this decision. Right, the last one didn't get me, did it? Oh, that we're a bit too far away. I think my arrow dropped. The dire wolves are the black ones. So if we see a black wolf, that is one to probably avoid at this stage of the game. We got him. Okay, he didn't see me. Okay, he's just standing there. Okay, but this is a good way of telling how many shots it takes. Well... Oh, now he's seen me, huh? Ah! Crap! Oh, thank heaven for that. My gosh. Okay, here we go. Wow. So, 50% of my health gone just like that. So, you don't want to be messing with these guys. So, I think what I would probably do is avoid the next one. Otherwise, one bite and we're dead. And that was terribly unfortunate. It was quite lucky, actually, that I backed up there. Otherwise, he might have had another bite in and we'd have been goners. So, this is a learning process. And away with the gubbins. Okay, here we go. So, we're getting a little bit twilighty here. So, oh, look at this. It's a Motel 8. Okay, so that's a little bit like the Days Inn, I guess. But it looks more like a drive-in, doesn't it? A drive-in. You know what I mean. A motel is a motel, let's face it. The Brother Theatre. Okay, so we still have that as well. And a vulture. Vultures are really quite annoying, actually. They do quite a lot of damage. A lot of the time they just flap around and they don't actually connect with you at all. But they're very like the wasps in that regard. Okay, enough sprinting. Yeah, I hear you. Let's just... Yeah, they do that a lot. Okay, let's keep moving. Just grab that. Oh, okay. Let's save the sprint for when we actually really need it. And we'll just head straight back to base now. I'm collecting a few goldenrod. Oh, gosh. No, he's over there. I think we're cool. Where'd that coal go? I know there's some over here somewhere. So there's plenty of coal around here for us to gather from as well. I'm not sure how we're doing for coal. 300. Shut up, dear. There's nothing I can do. Seriously. One thing I have noticed as well, and this is just through sheer sort of playing and experimenting in the game off camera with a different save, of course. One thing I have noticed is that actually we have some of the other items, some of the other places, and oh, what happened there? I just spun sideways for no apparent reason. There are other sort of POIs and prefabs that you get from Navezgane, as well as the sort of the biggies like the stadium and what have you. Ooh, no, we don't. I do not wish to. Ho! Holy crud, it's a flying zombie. I wondered what on earth kind of creature that was. It was a flying zombie. Okay, we want to get that corn too. Lovely. Right, now let's get back to base. Trying to avoid the cacti. Yeah, is a cave. I found one of the kind of caves that you find in Navezgane as well. So that looks like... Let's just have a torch, shall we? Despite the fact that will attract zombie attention. And apparently the heat map actually generates more easily now as well. So yeah, that could be kind of interesting too. Okay, I thought we were being attacked by a wolf, but no, she's moaning that she's hungry. Wait a minute, did we eat like 2 seconds ago? I swear we did. So that's not very impressive, really, is it? I think the next leveling points have got to go into Survivor, because otherwise I'm just going to die of starvation every 5 minutes. Okay, let's get back to base now. I'm not sure how much wood we've got at this point. 520. See, that's quite crap, really, isn't it? That is quite crap, really. We really haven't got very much wood at all, and that's not going to get us very far either. But we haven't got very much that we can harvest around here either. So we'll go around the side here. Now, I haven't done much in the way of sort of defending this place because largely I don't intend on staying here particularly. So where's my frames? There they are. Here we go. I am sort of relying on stealth actually working and zombies actually not knowing where I am. That is what I am hoping, is that we are not going to be detected, because, you know, the zombies don't actually know where we are. So, do we have any more to do? Oh, now, which one is it? I don't really want to be trashing this by accident, so... Oh my gosh, I don't know. Okay, this hole in the floor, let's just see if I can... Yeah, that was not what I meant at all. There, that is what I meant. So, left trigger to upgrade, and right to destroy. And for some reason that is counterintuitive. So I still want to find somewhere in town, really. We're outside of town now, and that's probably not such a bad plan. However, I would still prefer really to have somewhere on the edges of town to call base. I'm kind of almost tempted to park myself on the roof of this massive grate the first thing we went in. It just strikes me that that would be really cool. And there's quite a lot of roof space there as well, so I think maybe possibly that's what we should do. But obviously I'll want to put a ladder up the side of it to get at it, because otherwise it's just going to be a complete nightmare. So I think that's what we'll do. As to how we're going to handle the horde from there, I'm not sure, because obviously they turn up, they trash the place, end of story pretty much. So let's see if there's anything we could do about our health. We've got a couple of painkillers there. Okay, I'm going to scrap this because it's pretty trashed, really, isn't it? And we'll have our new level 50 stone axe. There we go. We've only got 2 painkillers, but we've got some meat there. You can see I don't smell. You can see I don't smell, because I have no smell icon, and it's not just because there's no icon there. It's because... Ooh, no, that's not what I meant. That is what I meant. There we go. Let's put some fuel in there. I said put fuel in there. Right, there we go. And then we should be able to do some charred meat. It's not fancy, but it will help us to get some health back as well, so that's fantastic. There we go. Yeah, I've got some stuff to put away too, and it's extremely dark around here. There we go. So I'm going to do as much upgrading of windows and things as I can, which is probably not going to be much. Yeah, let's just for the moment shove that up there. Oh gosh, thank you. Yes, I did get the right one this time. And I actually want to make some more torches. Do I have what it needs? I've got animal fat times 5. Let's see. I need cloth as well. I've got a ton of that there actually, and it's going to take wood, isn't it? You see, this is what we really need our wood for. Right, torch, please. I want to make as many of those as I can, namely 5, I guess. Yay, there we go. Let's make 5 of those. Super. Okay. And that way, I'm going to be able to light this place up a bit because it's very, very dark at the moment. But in the meantime, let's... Yes, I am getting this. I am getting this. Left to upgrade, right to destroy. Okay, there we go. Good stuff. And, yeah, I've got... Is there another window at the back there? I haven't finished that one, have I? So I'll just do that as well. So we're just prioritising at the moment. But as I say, when we actually do any construction at all, I think we're going to be using cobblestone because that is going to be cheaper. It's going to work out cheaper. And the zombies, I believe, have a damage bonus against wood. So why would we build in wood? We really, really wouldn't, would we? So we're just going to have to... change and alter and adapt, basically. That's what it's all about. Right, let's stick a torch here, because it's dead dark in this corner. Well, go on then, place it. Thank you. There we go. And I think we probably want to put a torch there as well. There we are. And then we probably want to put a torch over here too. Oh, do you know what? I don't want to place too many torches because they attract screamers and they attract all sorts. So we'll put as few as we can actually get away with. Ah, that's nearly done now. We've just got 23 seconds to run. So I'm going to put this stuff back in the chest. There, that's got that looking a little bit more ship-shape. Let's just take a look at our character. Now, for the next episode, I'm hoping to have Red's Hood mod back in place, so we'll be able to see straight away how we're doing for food. As we can see, we are starving to death merrily here, so I will very much look forward to having that back. Let's just take a look at our skills as well as a last thing to do this episode. We have 7 points available, and I think we're probably going to need 10 to put into the Survivor. So in actual point of fact, I'm going to save those up because I really, really, really don't want to be starving to death. It's kind of a priority for me. So we'll just have 1 more of those, and then we should be at... There we go, 47% water. I've noticed that eating meat actually makes us more dehydrated, which is quite annoying. But there you go. So that's just the way it is, and we just have to deal with it, don't we? Okay, folks, so that's it for this episode. I do hope you'll join me for the next. And as I say, very much a case at the moment of just sort of doing what we can, really, and sort of flying by the seat of our pants, as it were. In the next episode, what I plan on doing, really, is really seeing if we can move into sort of another base location. As I say, I would really like to be able to move into the top of that building there, but we're going to need to chop down quite a lot of trees in order to make a ladder to go up the side of it, I think. But that's probably going to be the best thing to do, and then we can start sort of trying to plant a garden on top of it, maybe. But I'm not sure I can be bothered doing that. Maybe we should just plant a garden at the bottom there. Get ourselves sort of established and see how we do, basically, and see what content we can explore in this experimental. And hopefully, yes, as I say, by the time Alpha 16 itself lands, hopefully we will have learned how to play. It is to be hoped. Okay, guys, so if you enjoyed this episode, you know what to do. Hit that like button, and also feel free to give your hints, tips, comments, share your gameplay experiences of Alpha 16 experimental so far. And I hope you'll join me for the next episode. Until then, keep gaming, stay happy, and bye-bye for now.